coming out to this outdoor basketball court, AstroTurf, and playing around with some sprint drills the last month or so. Been doing a bit more plyometric training, but being a bit older, you know, coming up to 52 in a couple of months, I've got to be a bit more cautious with the amount of plyometrics I do so that my joints, tendons can recover, because obviously as you get older your tendons lose elasticity, so doing too much can potentially be much harder to recover from. I've been starting doing some sprint drills. Haven't sprinted since I was in school. Can I get better at sprinting at coming up to 52 years old? But it's more the sprint training, the drills I'm doing to make me feel a bit more agile, a bit more light on my feet, so that other things I want to do. And if I go skating, I think as we get older, deeply come to believe that agility is potentially the most important thing, because we lose power and agility faster than we lose anything else. So I still do strength training, still do cardio stuff, but I'm starting introducing a lot more of these simple drills, and it's kind of fun to do as well. I don't know if I'm any good at them, but I'm just playing around with them to see over the next month to 6 weeks, see if I feel a difference in how I feel, because I do feel a lot heavier and a lot slower than I did even 5 years ago. I don't want to get slower and slower and slower and less agile. I want to be able to improve, or at least maintain where I am now for the next 20 years. So I'm going to go through a session today of what I've been trying to teach myself through watching YouTube videos. Like I said, I don't know if I'm doing it right, but generally I think practicing something until it starts feeling right is a good way forward before you start looking for any particular coaching. So here's today's session. So warming up first, just walking up on the balls of my feet, pulling my knees up and trying to just send my toes straight back down, just warming up the calves, warming up the hip flexors, preparing, because as we get older, then when the warm-ups for things like this become much more important. From there, up and back on the court, then going on to the heels. So this time I'm pulling my toes up. From what I'm learning and what I'm gathering is you want to be able to dorsiflex or pull your toe up when you're sprinting to allow you to drive your foot straight down onto the ball of your foot, so you're not actually pointing your toe. Onto the skips, or sorry, the marches. This is preparing everything to start adding a bit more pace and a bit more speed. This is the A march, and again, anybody walking their dog today watching some weird bloke marching up and down a basketball court probably look quite weird, but no different than if you're going skating somewhere. Or so this is, second one is a B march, where you've got to kind of kick your legs out a little bit, but you're still trying to pull your heel down underneath you as fast as you can. And this is what I'm having, I don't want to say I'm having trouble with, because I'm learning, but the speed of that and the timing of that just at the minute just doesn't feel, it feels slow, it doesn't feel right. But I'm practicing, and eventually this should start to feel a lot faster and a lot more natural, and feel less stupid doing it. So those are the drills. I've got my hip flexors at the front, just from those. That's why I think this stuff's so useful. Doesn't seem like much. It feels like I've done a full workout on my hip flexors just from those couple of sets of marches. So now we're going to move on to the skipping variations. This is the thing, the timing. A couple of these are not going to look pretty, but that's the point. You know, I'm learning how to move better. So let's move on to those. Onto the fun stuff now, the skipping. I've been doing this one now for a few weeks, and it's actually starting to feel quite good now. Still trying to build the timing, and it's difficult because the idea is you're meant to be relaxed as you do it. Relaxed upper body, relaxed shoulders, and just short, sharp, but like creating no tension. And that's what I'm finding difficult at the minute, is to stay relaxed. Relaxed jaw, relaxed shoulders, relaxed arms. So from the A skips, then go on to the B skips. So this is a skipping variation of the previous one, and this is a one that doesn't feel great. To be honest, it looks better than I thought it was going to look, but the right leg in particular just feels really clumsy and really slow, and my front foot skids back a little bit. So it's not ideal, but that's why I'm practicing it. So a bit more practice, and hopefully this will start feeling better, and I'll start moving a bit better as well. Those B-skips going to need a lot more practice. Probably making it look harder than it should be. But that's why I can see these being so beneficial, because it's a skill. Skateboarding is a skill. Strength helps, you know, helps with armor building, muscle. So if you do slam, the muscle is like protecting your joints, protecting your tendons, etc. This sort of stuff is very, because it's light, bouncy explosives, very tendon orientated. And even though skateboarding doesn't use a lot of that, the agility and the lightness that it gives you as we get older, particularly, like I said, I feel way slower and heavier than I did 5 years ago. And it's kind of fun to do. This feels like I'm learning to ollie again. Because I get it and then I lose it. I get it and then I lose it. Then it feels right, then it feels shit. And when you feel light on your feet, there's something really, gives you a lot of confidence when you feel light on your feet. You know, changing direction, jumping, bounding, bouncing. It just gives you a bit of confidence that not much else can give into something like skating or any activity. Confidence is a huge part of it. So now we're going to do some straight leg drills. Haven't done these yet, this first time doing these. So this will probably look a bit weird. I'm hoping it does anyway. 2 new ones today, and these ones I think look particularly ridiculous, but they were fun and pretty tiring as well. Straight legs, so you're trying to actually move the legs very fast but keeping them dead straight. And again, I'm not coaching anybody on this is just me learning it. Felt really quite odd and almost felt my lower back towards the end of it. And this last one, ankling, I believe it's called, where someone described it as, imagine you're trying to ride a unicycle. So you're trying to turn those feet over very quickly, but not bringing the knees too high. And again, this one, first time I'd done this one, this felt a bit odd. But again, it's all a learning curve, so we'll see where we are in a few weeks. Okay, so that's the drills done. I'm gonna see if I can get that done 3 times a week, with at least a day, maybe 2 in between each effort, because the first few times I did this, I did feel my calves and my hip flexors the next day, surprising. You know, not massively out of breath, but all the muscles working that I don't usually work at that pace, at that speed. So yeah, I'll do a video maybe every couple of weeks, so I can look back and see the progression of these. But quite looking forward to see if I can get faster as I get older. Let me know what you think, good or bad, tips, any of you who are sprinters out there. Critique my form. I can only learn if I know what I'm doing wrong. There is a sprint team who come to the local indoor track, but they do it at the same time I run my session on a Saturday, so I can't really join in with them. But I'm watching them, I'm observing them, I'm listening to them. I might see if I can sneak in just to pick up some tips and some ideas off them. There we go. Let's see how we fare on the next one.